Hey folks, Junior 2000 here, coming at you with a review of one of my favorite Marvel movies, up there with Daredevil, because I know I reviewed Daredevil and I want to review other Marvel movies soon. But this is the other one I wanted to review with Daredevil, because I recently enjoyed watching Daredevil 2003 and doing a really in-depth review why I enjoy Daredevil 2003, and I think it's criminally underrated. But this is the one that I grew up the most with Marvel 2000 movies, because this is the fucking shit that Marvel's should have been continuing this universe. And yeah, I enjoy early 2000 Marvel films. I don't really care about the MCU bullshit. It fucking sucks now. Because yeah, fucking Marvel, that movie sucks. But yeah, this movie kicks his ass, and it's the most underrated, underappreciated Marvel film that gets so fucking shit on and so fucking hated. Everybody seems to hate this movie, which I have no idea why this movie gets so much shit on. And the one thing that people complain about this movie's boring and it's too long. I never fucking seen anything boring about this movie. You want to tell me this is boring, but you're not gonna tell me there's fucking boring, long ass Marvel movies that had came out, like Internals. That was a fucking dreadful shit to watch. Or Captain Marvel. That was insufferable to watch, that woke ass shitty character Captain Marvel with Brie Larson being a jackass throughout that movie. No. Fuck those movies. Those movies are boring. This one was better than those piece of crap. This movie had action. This had fucking story. This had great directing. This had really good directing in like making it look like a comic book movie. And I enjoyed the cast. I thought the cast were pretty good. And yeah, I have the limited edition slip cover that I got at Walmart a few years ago. But yeah, this is the regular Blu-ray. Hopefully, I find the DVD soon as possible, because the DVD I mentioned from Daredevil's review, a lot of times DVDs have the better features because there's some features that are missing from the Blu-ray. Like, of course, there's some features here that are from the DVD, but the thing that's missing is like some featurettes and including a documentary that they had on disc too. It's not on the Blu-ray, sadly, so hopefully I able to find it on DVD to find the features. But yeah, most of the time you gotta keep the DVDs. But yeah, The Hulk 2003. I enjoy this movie. I also saw this in theaters. So yeah, I fucking enjoy this movie. Even still to this day, I think this is one of the most badass Marvel movies that came out. The action scene is well done. People still want to bitch about the Hulk. Oh, he looks like Shrek, and they want to make fun of him, calling him, "Oh, he looks like Shrek." This Shrek, this Shrek Hulk can kick the Thanos' ass, in my opinion. And people want to still defend, oh, uh, Mark Ruffalo's Hulk looked like what's it called oh, him smiling. I don't know, that stuff. I don't know, that was kind of, I don't know. I don't know why they made Hulk such a goofball in that movie. I don't know. I prefer this Hulk being a badass motherfucker that kicks ass, take no names, and brings his fucking rage. This is the Hulk, and yeah, it stars Eric Bana as Bruce Banner, and he's playing the Hulk in the movie. Jennifer Connelly plays his girlfriend Betty Ross, and yeah, Jennifer Connelly's pretty great in her acting, and she's a gorgeous actress. Sam Elliott plays her dad, um, General. General Ross, who also was a Hulk villain too. He's pretty much the Hulk in Red. Yeah, because you know in Cheech and Chong's next movie there was a Red Hulk, and some people think, oh, that was bullshit. That was they were just making fun of the Hulk. No, it's actually accurate because there is a Red Hulk, and it's actually General Ross turning into the Hulk because that was in the comics. So yeah, that's a bit of a trivia. Yeah, Josh Lucas, he plays a dickhead that wants to shut down the facility that Eric Bana's working at. Nick Nolte plays Bruce Banner's dad, David Banner, and he does a good job. I know some people shit on Nick Nolte, like he's over top. He's over top in his acting, like especially at the end of the movie when he's like arguing with Bruce at the end. I thought Nick Nolte was pretty good. His acting was pretty crazy. I enjoyed his performance. I don't know what the fuck was problem about his performance. Because a lot of people seem to complain about his performance. I don't get it. But whatever. But Danny Elfman does the score, and Danny Elfman's a lot of composers to Marvel movies, but also doing a lot of composing work to uh, Tim Burton musics in his movies. But yeah, it's also directed by Ang Lee, who does a great job in directing the movie, directing action, even directing comic book shots where it's well done. Some people may think these comic book cinematography shots look like shit. I don't care. I think they're so cool. Like there's like splices of different shots of the like the scene that's happening. I think it, yeah, they do it in a few shots in the movie, but the one where they're transferring Bruce into like a tank and stuff, that like with the different shots of the facility and where he's transferring from the plane, that was cool. But on it's about Bruce Banner living in a foster life after his dad went crazy after he left off like a nuclear explosion that happened in his area. His dad accidentally wanted to kill Bruce, but he accidentally killed the mom by accident, and that's what committed his dad into an insane asylum. And Bruce was turned into a foster care, and he lived with his foster parents until he grew up to be a successful scientist. And yeah, he became a successful scientist. And Eric Bana is playing the older Bruce that is like working in this facility on test subjects and DNA. One day he gets gamma radiation after saving one of his friends that was going to be exposed, but he got in the way of getting hit with the gamma, and that's the shit that turns him into the Hulk because all that gamma shit get into his system, and he survived from it because yeah. And one leads to another. He starts having anger, and boom, he turns into the Hulk for the first time, and it was so fucking badass the way he's like smashing everything, showing his rage. Even the CGI on the Hulk looks pretty good. I don't really get what the hell is shitting on the Hulk. The CGI in the Hulk MCU looks like shit to me, in my opinion. This Hulk looks pretty badass and well done. And everything, like you see the Hulk showing his anger, escapes, goes back to his house, meets up with Betty at his house, and has a talk with her dad and threatens him. I'll lock you away if you see my daughter. And yeah, his dad wants to take more vengeance to the general because he was working with the general before he set off the nuclear explosions. And yeah, he wants to have like, because I think was it the dad has like gamma radiation that he found and puts it on like clothes to have the dogs tear over it and get infected with that gamma shit so they could turn into Hulk dogs. But before that, Bruce has a call from his dad that he's sending his dogs to go after Betty. Bruce wants to go get her and have her safe, but he has to deal with Josh Lucas, who's a jackass at trying to put down Bruce Banner and take over the place that he's working at. Have a bit of a scuffle, but he breaks his fist and throws him off across the room and kicks his ass out of the house and starts getting shot by a few guards that are guarding the house. And he throws crap at their faces and breaking it and stuff. And throws Josh Lucas at one of them, which I guess breaks his arm for some reason. It was pretty funny, but yeah, Bruce goes meets up with Betty and he knows that the Gamma dogs have came and pretty much the Hog dogs. And it was pretty cool. I thought it was a very vicious fight with the dogs, like these big ass CGI gamma radiation dogs. Pretty cool. Like you could tell that they were doing badass fighting in this. Like this was the fucking Hulk, in my opinion. This Hulk would have gave Thanos a run for his money, in my opinion. So he goes and kicks these dogs' asses, the Hulk dogs, rip them apart too. He's punching his fist into them, like squishing them in, and just ripping them apart. Like yeah, like dude, this is a badass Hulk that kicks ass and take no names. And of course, he takes a rest from the fight. And in the morning, he gets transferred into the facility that Betty takes him. And then he's trying to remember his childhood home that they go to walk by. And then he encounters Josh Lucas again, which I don't know why that asshole's still there. But he's wearing like a knee brace and stuff, and his arm's broken. But he's just like electric shocking Bruce Banner, being an asshole to him, getting him knocked out. And of course, they have Bruce in a big tank that's full of water, but he wakes up after seeing the anger of seeing his relieving what happened to his mom, and it pisses him off, and he breaks out of the tank all fucking mad, and he breaks through the wall and tries to get it out of the building, but Josh Lucas has his crew putting all this foam shit to block him out of the way, but Josh Lucas just trying to get some samples in front of Bruce, like his blood, but Bruce is like, fuck you, get off my fucking face, and makes him fall on his ass. And Josh Lucas, like, being a smartass, so long, big boy, like having this big grenade gun to shoot at him, but fucking idiot, he shoots at the Hulk, and boom, it just goes back at the wall behind Josh Lucas, and it just fucking explodes, and Josh Lucas just goes, ah, like what the fuck with the, like it looked like he's standing like a sticker, like it's like a weird ass editing with the fire around it, and he has like this weird ass yelling noise, like ah, like it's echoing, and like that was funny as shit. Like that part, every time I see it, it makes me laugh my ass off. Like that was pretty funny. And of course, the Hulk makes his escape. He encounters the tanks and the helicopters, and those were fucking badass scenes, especially the tank where he's like ripping the shit out of the army tank and lifting it up. He grabs like one of the tanks that has like the gun, the bullet, the bullet that comes out of the tank. He uses it like a fucking hammer to smash the other tanks and like goes fucking ape shit on them, like kicking the thing's ass. And then yeah, and there's the helicopters that he has like a battle with, where he jumps on the helicopter, breaks through the helicopter to rip it apart. I think he grabs like a missile from the helicopter that's flying by him. He just grabs it after running next to it, and then throws like he bites like the piece of the like the bullet of it and just spits it at the helicopter and has that helicopter crash down. And yeah, very badass action sequence, well done by Ang Lee. And yeah, he makes it to San Francisco, and all shit breaks loose. He breaks through the San Francisco road, destroying cars and everything. And then Betty's there to calm him down, and because Betty's his girlfriend, she calms him down, and he goes back into his human form, and he is now taken into custody, and not because at the same time his dad also developed like some fucking gamma radiation too, where I think he sucked in some gamma shit and killed a guard, and that's when they arrested him. So like they have him go meet with Bruce, and they're both chained up. They have like the exchange of why happened with each other and why his dad killed his mom and why it should have been you instead of the mom. And Nick Nolte is fucking crazy in his performance. Like I know some people shit on his performance, but I thought Nick Nolte was pretty good as Bruce Banner's dad and going crazy, and then he starts fucking biting fucking the pipe wires, and he starts absorbing, and it turns out he's like he's like the absorbing man, which I think is another Hulk villain, which is interesting. Like he's the absorbing man that's all sucking this electricity shit that like pretty much killing his human form and absorbing the electricity. And then it turns into now Bruce Banner turns into the Hulk, and then they fly into the sky, and then they crash into a lake, having a big fight. Now David Banner's absorbed into a rock. Now he's like Rock Man. And they have a bit of a fight, and then they go into the water, have a fight. Then Bruce Banner just, as the Hulk, just says, "Fuck you, take it all if you want, you greedy fuck. Just take my powers." And no, it backfired because he turned into like this big gulp of fucking gas, and it exploded when the missile hit it, and so David Banner got destroyed. But guess what? Bruce Banner survived, and he kept his powers. It pretty much didn't took all his powers away, so he was still the Hulk. He was still a badass motherfucking Hulk that still kicks ass. Which I really wanted to see a sequel to this one. Which I don't mind the Edward Norton one, but I like this one better. I just wish this one had the sequel, like with Eric Bana, because I thought Eric Bana was pretty good. And of course, the movie ends where it's like months later, after David Banner gets killed from the gas and shit that a missile hits. Betty Ross is still remembering Bruce and don't know where he is, but she doesn't. I'm not sure if she doesn't know where he's at. She gets a call from her dad, and they have an exchange, and then she starts remembering Bruce and don't know where he's at, but has feelings for him. And then it goes to like Central America, where Bruce is a doctor helping sick people there in the village that need help for medicine, but they're getting overtaken by dictators, bad guys that are taking their medicine and their food and shit. And it pisses Bruce Banner off that how fucking mean these motherfuckers are, that they just pissed him off. Like he has that line, like he pretty much say, because the dialogue's in Spanish, like he's speaking in Spanish, but he's pretty much like saying like, you don't like me when you don't like me when I'm angry. And then the music just fucking amps up like that badassness. Like he is gonna fuck these motherfuckers up. Like his eye starts going green. Like you know you guys fucked up because the Hulk is coming out to fucking kill you. And like the movie just zooms out of the pit frame with the forest you see all over, and it's starting to fade into green. And then you hear like the fucking Hulk roaring out of the echoing through the forest, and you know the Hulk kicked their asses and killed those motherfuckers. Like that was so fucking badass the way it ends. Because I wanted like a sequel where he's like in Central America saving village people from these sons of bitches and kicking ass, taking no names. Like I wanted more of that sequel. Not that I'm not, like I don't like the Edward Norton one. I like that one too, but I kind of wish this one had the sequel. I thought the cast were really good. I thought this movie kicked a lot of ass. I have no understand why this movie gets so much shit on. I just don't get it. Like, to me, this movie wasn't boring. You want to see it was a fucking boring ass Marvel movie? Look at Eternals. That fucking bullshit is boring, and that's like longer than this fucking movie. Like, come on. Every time when I see this, I never really give a shit about seeing the time. I always just be entertained with it. I feel like it flows more of a quicker pace. Like, it's not slow as shit, and it's never boring to me. I think this movie is criminally underrated. And I agree, it's powerful with spectacular action by David Asner from Newsweek. I agree. This movie kicks a lot of ass. The special effects are astonishing by Jeffrey Lyons from WNBC TV. All these critics' comments are pretty damn accurate. You're getting a really badass Hulk movie, and this movie kicks a lot of ass. And I highly recommend folks to check it out if you like superhero movies, or if not, just check it out for once. And yeah, that's the review of the Hulk 2003. I think this movie is fucking badass and criminally underrated. Definitely an underrated, badass, very badass Marvel film that didn't deserve all the hate it gets. Um, and yeah, I enjoy this with Daredevil 2003, the Punisher 2005, and Ghost Rider 2007. This is when the Marvel was the real shit, not the MCU crap. But yeah, this is the review of Hulk 2003, folks. Hit the like, subscribe, and take care. Happy Merry Christmas to you, folks, and take care, folks.